According to Equip.org, 1 out of every 10 people in the U.S. is gay. These 25 million people are denied rights and discriminated against because of their sexual preference. Ever since I was 14, I've always had, gay friends and, known gay people. And I've watched their worlds be torn apart because of discrimination and judgment by their families and other people at school. We all know someone who is gay or lesbian. These people go through much more than meets the eye, especially when it comes to other people's perspectives and opinions on their chosen lifestyle. Something needs to be done to stop this discrimination. We need to push for their rights and, more specifically, gay marriage rights. Upon analyzing the ultimate reality of homosexuality, religious freedoms, and the biological causation in history, you'll definitely be able to agree with my perspective on the gay population. Now, the ultimate reality, BalancePolitics.com, according to them, no one wants to be gay. Being gay includes being ridiculed, harassed, and possibly rejected by your family. I've seen this happen to one of my best friends. He loved his family so much. He still does. But, he struggles on a daily basis with his mom and, both of his parents because of the fact that he's gay and they don't agree with it. He's been kicked out of his house. It's going on in tons of people's worlds right now. It's not hurting society in any way. Someone being homosexual isn't going to affect the economy. It's not going to affect the government. This is a personal issue that needs to be dealt with on a personal level. The government does not need to get involved with something that's not in their control. It's beyond their control. Religious freedoms. We don't consider the use of the Lord's name in vain a crime just because Christians say it is. So why? When we look at homosexuality, the main reason that people deny gay marriage and that it's illegal is because most religions consider it a sin. But, the Christian religion considers a lot of things a sin, so why aren't those things a crime as well? Such as, the use of the Lord's name in vain, or cursing. Those are all legal things, but homosexuality is just one of those that got chosen to be put in the laws. Even the First Amendment of the Constitution states that a person's religious views or lack thereof must be protected. So it doesn't matter what you believe in or if you even believe in anything. It should be protected, by the Constitution and by law. When it comes to marriage benefits, this has a lot of effects on, homosexuality and when it comes to their marriage. Because, it affects tax filing status, joint ownership of property, insurance benefits, and agency law. Those things are meant for a couple to share and to, deal with together. And the homosexuals are denied that right because of their sexual preference. When it comes to medical decisions, this is a big one because say your spouse goes into, intensive care or something like that. You're not, by law, you're not their spouse because you're homosexual. So you can't decide to, if they're going to perform surgery on your spouse. You can't decide if they're going to pull the plug or not just because you're not legally, the safe definition of a spouse. Even visitation may not be allowed because you're not that person's legal spouse. It's definitely unfair to deny people privileges like this just because their marriage doesn't fit the state's definition of one. Now, biological causation in history. This is a big one because most people think that, being gay or lesbian is a choice. This is not true at all based on, certain studies. For one, hormones. People believe, and there have been tests done that say that hormones are switched around during birth for the person. According to Guardian.co.uk, they say, while sexual behavior may be chosen, the preponderance of researchers say attraction is dictated by biology, with no demonstrated contribution from social factors such as parenting or other factors after birth. So they're saying you can, you can choose who you're gonna, share sexual encounters with. You choose that. But it's saying that you can't decide who you're attracted to. That's, within you, within your DNA, your hormones. And it's kind of obvious. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen, the feminine guys that, you could just tell. You can tell someone's gay. Like my friends, my guy gay friends, they're not super feminine, but you can just, they have feminine aspects that they just can't help. They can't control. Because that's how they were, I guess, created. Um, oh, Alan Sanders in the Boston Globe is a researcher, and he conducted a study of two gay brothers. They were identical twins, and he found that just from birth, that he followed, things that they would do, such as playing with dolls and Barbies instead of actual, boy things. They had just acquired the attraction to do feminine things, and this, I guess, supports the study showing that hormones get switched at birth, and this is what causes people to be gay. In Greece, all the way back to ancient Greece, there have been gays and lesbians. So the people that want to say that this is just popular culture and people are just doing it now, no. This has been around for ages and ages. The word lesbian even comes from the Greek island that's named Lesbos, where gay couples and singles lived. So this concept has been around for a long time. And even though we think it's, I guess, everyone thinks it's like a popular thing now, I mean, people are getting more, outspoken and things like that. So I think it's just coming out and people aren't hiding it anymore. That's why it's so, I guess, seems so popular nowadays. We visited points of interest such as the ultimate reality of homosexuality, religious freedoms, and the biological causation in history. People all across the world, 25 million according to USA Today, are being discriminated against because of their sexual preference. They've lost rights and are denied the same freedoms as everyone else. I hope my speech has triggered your thoughts and changed your outlook on the homosexual population.